Software engineers, programmers, programming teams, even college and high school teachers have to share their ideas for certain classes. And there's a method for sharing called Unified Modeling Language (UML). So if you hear UML, this you've probably heard that before. Um, that's what this is. All right, to share your idea for classes, it's done like in a box method. You see here, I've got a box here in front of you. In the top is the class name. So whatever your idea for your class name is, you put it in that box. And then inside the second box, you're going to put the variables, member variables. All right. So most of the time, these are going to be private, but we've seen that sometimes with the constant static variables, they can be put in there too. And then there's the member functions put in the third box. All right, just a classic 3 boxes. All right, we're going to just use to model this. We're going to use something we're all familiar with because we've used it, and I think everybody that's wrote a class object has used the rectangle class or a variation of it. So class name rectangle goes in the top. Then the member variables, you have width and length. And then inside the member functions, you've got your setters and your getters. Okay, so the two variables and the 5 setters and getters. To expand on this a little bit, the UML specifies that for things that you want private, you put a minus sign. For things that you want to be public, you put a plus. So you can see right here we got width and I don't know what length is. That's just supposed to be length. Right? And then you get your setters and getters with the plus because they're public. All right. We've just got about a total class here now, except now we've got to work in our constructors. All right. And this kind of expands as far as what you tell about it. Okay, width could be an int, it could be an int, it could be a double, it could be a float. You specify right here what you want, right? Separated by a colon, still with the minus sign. So you got minus width, colon, double, minus length, double colon, right? That specifies right there what you can what the variable is. Then for the member functions, okay, set width, set length, and inside you're going to be passing a variable, and it goes ahead and tells the variable you're going to be passing. W for width, len for length. It's going to be a double, and the colons right here say that it's going to be a void statement. Get width, get length, get area. Your three getters are just doubles. All right. So I was ahead of myself. This next one actually puts in the constructors, and this is a completed UML. So on a quiz or test, I guess you could bring up this video and go straight to this one, but I just wanted to kind of give this to you incrementally. All right. You got your width and your double, nothing changed there. Here's your constructor that doesn't take any arguments. Here's your constructor. Here's your constructor that takes in 2 doubles. And again, I've got the variables in there, W and length. All right. And then you've got your 5 getters and setters. So if on a quiz or maybe even a final exam, if I gave you something like this, it would probably only take minimal instruction if you understood how to read this for you to put this together. This is like a roadmap, or a diagram blueprint to writing a class. you should be able to look at this and know that, okay, variable double. Okay, this is going to be my constructor that I pass things to, and I'm going to pass to it a W and a length. These are my getters. The one thing that I've always I never understood why they didn't put const in here, and I guess there's no rules to be able to add something to it. I personally think that this should have this with it, but this should be enough. You should know that all your getters are constants by now. Okay. Like I said, if you understand what all this is, you should be able to actually make a whole class without knowing anything about what goes on inside of main. Okay. Take a good look at this, bookmark this, maybe make a few notes. At some point, maybe Dr. Zimmer has already went over this with you in the lab, but he may give you this schematic and say, I need this. So you will need to know the unified modeling language. If you want to see the book, and I took a lot of this straight out of the book, it's in the latter half of chapter 13.